Hello, my dear. Could you start the apprehension for the Dover Community Radio coverage of your son, I believe, Christian?
I think my husband would be better.
No, it's so terrible. We're walking away from this. What, don't go there. What do you think of the works then? Aren't they absolutely marvellous?
I think they're outstanding. I think, he puts a lot of time, effort and thought, pretty much locks himself away into a zone, and he spends a lot of time and thought, and I'm really proud of him. Yeah.
He's a true artist, I believe.
Well, he did go to UE to do illustration, so this is his passion. So
that explains as well. They're very illustrative, aren't they? Rather than painting.
Yeah, he did illustration rather than fine art.
He understands line and shape better, maybe. Than maybe like a gush of oil.
Yeah. Most definitely. He also admires perfection in things.
Oh yes, that's interesting. Is that a general quality?
It is, yes. If something isn't right, it will play on his mind for quite a while. But
and you say you have a favourite?
I do have a favourite, yes. Which is the one
The one with the buildings and the...
Christian, what's that one called, Tommy?
I was just called number 9.
Number 9.
It's
my favourite.
Thank you very much.
That's okay.
All right. And here we have Janet, and so Janet's with us at the Provisium of Somnium, and would you like to just say, just briefly, what's caught your eye in the way of pictures here?
Yes, I really like the colour, I think particularly, and they are very vibrant and...
They're spot on, really, aren't they?
They're just vibrant and lively and sort of in your face, really. But I like the boldness of them.
That's right.
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
almost
what
as
I
if
like.
it's almost as if like there's a story, and he's squashed it together into a picture.
It is. There's so much going on in it, but I'm just looking at them. I think you need to observe them a bit more to really get a feel for them. There's more depth in them, but I like the colour and the boldness of them. Yeah.
That's right. Then.
I think so.
Well, I totally agree with that vantage point.
Yeah. They're refreshing. I haven't seen quite like his style. I mean, I could see a picture and that's Christian.
But it's true to the Art 31 tradition, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Very, really amazing, and at the same time, quite of its own genre.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Hello, Katie. Sorry, Simon here. We just wanted a brief resume of what you thought about Christian's artwork.
Well, I think Christian is an extremely talented young man who is channeling his inner vision very beautifully, very eloquently, and there's obviously an Eastern influence going on. I think manga, not obviously, but I like that. I think it adds to the coolness of it. There's a sort of cool vibe that I'm really enjoying. What else can I say? I think he's going to do really, really well. I'm a big believer in Christian.
Right, super. That's lovely then. Thank you very much,
cool.
Katie.
No worries.
This young man wants to speak with you. And just quickly, what do you think of Christian's work? Mike Tedder, sorry.
Fantastic. It's just so nice to see this on the wall. I've seen pictures on the internet, but seeing it in real life, it's fantastic.
And you brought KT along with you?
Yeah.
What's that? I missed that.
It was an ambulant reference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really enjoyable.
Thanks, love. Thank you. And hello, we have here Deborah Lee, and you, Simon Partridge apparently brought you along to this exhibition. So what do you think of it?
Oh, I think they're wonderful. I love the colours. Very, very vibrant and sharp. Lines. Yes, very good.
I don't know who to compare them to, really.
No. Do you know, it's a bit like... I don't know.
It's a bit like
Beatles. Do you remember
Beatles,
the Yellow Submarine?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. So, but the images there, they're very Spartan and clear and outright and challenging, really, as well.
Lovely, and the hidden things like the circles.
I love that as well. I love that, especially as he has it as a background. It's almost as if there's a magical fear to the work, and it's like clouded by all these like pictures and images and dream imagery that gets you the hub of the work.
That's right, yeah. They're lovely. Is that enough? You finished?
Hello, Deborah. Hello, Fraser. So it's Simon here. And what would you like to say about today's art extravaganza?
I think it's good. Good turnout. Drinks are pouring. Everyone's having a good time.
I know, but
taking in the art.
Oh, so you see more deeply into the work.
See more deeply into them.
So which have you got a favourite piece?
I'm not sure what it's called, but I can see it from here.
With the like ghost, the ghostly apparition.
Yeah.
I find that really weird, actually.
It is a bit strange, but that's kind of why I like it. It looks like it's got essence of Christian in there.
A river of snow, really.
You've got the same style haircut as Christian, so maybe there's a bit of reflection of himself in there. If you look.
Self-image,
exactly. So maybe that's something to represent him.
That's the nice thing about art, isn't it? You can just redo yourself.
Put yourself in. Yeah. What about you? What do you like? Which one do you like?
I don't know, actually. I'm quite taken by the robot one.
Yeah.
That one I think is beautiful, especially because of the SOMNIUM one. Because of the way in which the young lady in the middle, her mind has not only got dream sculptures, it's also got like Stargate.
Oh yeah, with all the symbols.
And you don't know that might be a Stargate,
maybe
in its own way.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not joking.
No.
I'm just saying, because how else do you express your work, really? You do pottery.
Yep.
Well, my girlfriend, she did pots, just tiny pots. Every one of them was ever so different.
Yeah.
And she doesn't boast. Virginia doesn't boast at all. So, but actually, just so amazing the insight into shape and form and being. Because that's the way she expressed herself.
Yeah, I think with pottery you can do that quite easily.
Even you would have been impressed, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some work on tonight as well at the gallery along the seafront. My gallery.
I don't think I'll be able to make. Can I see that some other time?
It's on all week.
All week.
Yeah, it's on for a week.
My gallery.
Yeah, and I've got some coil pots in there.
Is that near the Churchill? Is it?
No, it's as you go towards the seafront next to the rowing club or the yachting club.
Yes.
In that part there.
Near the Royal Yacht Club.
That's it.
That's right.
It's right next door to it. Yeah. So it's worth checking that out as well. That's on for a week, as well as this show.
We'll have to do that.
Yeah, thank you. I've got some coil pots in there that I've made. So we've all been given a track of sound to listen to, and then the artists have got to make the work based on that track. So
they did actually have a competition for a poem about what it felt like listening to something on Radio 4, one of the proms.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do that, actually. I thought it was me. I just thought it was made. The thought was made for me.
Yeah.
I didn't get around to it, so I don't know what happened about that.
Look into it.
Do you do music at all, or are you just into the visual aspect?
Not really, no. No, I'm afraid I'm not talented in music-wise. maybe singing in the
A
shower. That's
latent
about
talent,
it.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll discover it someday.
Oh, so what word would you use to describe his print? Somnium.
To describe what? Sorry.
Describe the Christian's affair with art.
Fantasy.
Fantasy, yeah.
Definitely.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to conclude?
No, I haven't got anything else really. Just
Marvellous.
enjoy the night, I guess.
Sorry. So this is Simon Partridge, local radio, and I'm speaking to two loves, Louisa and Love. So can I ask you what you think about Christian's art exhibition today?
What I think? I mean the work I've seen, I'm really impressed. It's kind of a really diverse range of imagery, and I'm kind of really fascinated about how he puts his images together. And he's clearly taking reference from a lot of different things. I think it's brilliant.
It's like an encyclopedia of vision, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody seems to point out an instant influence.
Yeah.
Which is a very strong aspect in his work. I actually think he's got quite a cool command of how colours work.
Absolutely.
It's almost as if there's a battle between line and colour.
Yeah.
And you don't know which one's winning.
But I think also maybe subject matter, is kind of thrown into that mix as well. There's a real kind of merging of a lot of different references all into single images. So.
How he sees the world, maybe.
Yeah.
Which is very important to a scholar and artist.
Yeah.
Do you have any favourite pieces?
You know what? I kind of I'm a big fan of.
You like Nine?
This one, I like Nine. I think it's just, I guess it maybe just the viewpoints of it, and I'm not quite sure what it is. It's just kind of doing something for me that.
Christian says that translates the tattoos as Buddha loves one.
Oh right, yeah.
Alright, so how would you sum up the works then?
Oh god, I don't.
Visionary dream.
Yeah, I think there's definitely
Dream versus reality.
there's something of dream versus reality. Yeah, and
Paper changed.
Yeah.
It's funny how the same things reoccur, isn't it? Like you go into faces.
There's quite a lot of motifs in this work that are really interesting. Yeah.
It's almost as if you can't actually come to grips with the way in which the human body is formed. It's almost as if it's almost like we don't know why we are here.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a real questioning of the kind of the stuff around us and how you might start to make sense of it in an image and in that process of constructing.
Everyone I talk to seems to pick out different images of where he's coming from. Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
Got my deep voice because I don't like my normal voice.
Hello, Christian.
Simon?
And your full name is?
Christian Edward Venkatasamy.
Well, thank you, Christian. We're here today to have a private viewing of your addenda ad somnium.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me if I break into Latin.
No, that's good. Somnium, was in Latin, so.
So, how did you conceive of this exhibition?
How did I conceive of it? I think, initially, I was working as a volunteer for an art festival, and there was art pieces being shown on a projector, and I thought I'd quite like to do that, although I'm not technically doing it with this, but I'd like to do something that's a bit more large scale and something that I don't want to say with quite a bold imagery, I'd say. So I sort of looked at what I'm interested in, and a lot of that is science fiction and fantasy. And I guess each image is a different aspect of imagery that I'm interested in, or perhaps a world or a theme or an environment that I'm interested in. So I've got robots, I've got dystopian science fiction, I've also got like a hellish landscape with souls sort of floating in the air. So yeah, it was a gradual process. It took about 4 months to make all 9 of them. So yeah, that was it.
Is there any particular order, or is that a random factor?
They are in the order I made them, with the exception of the first one, which is a poster, which I think kind of almost acts like a book cover to the rest of them, if that makes sense. If all my images were a book, that would be the book cover.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. So what was your first thing you came across when you're conceiving this work?
I knew I wanted a big face for number 2. So I was going. A lot of my sort of archive I get off Tumblr, and I'll just create a desktop folder of just images that I like, and I can go through them, and I'll be like, okay, I like that, but I want to do something different. And so I remember there was this face of this very beautiful woman in like a veil, and I think that was the very first step in creating that image, and then other things came about through other imagery.
Because you do note that all your faces, even the robot ones, have the same delineation. They have the same. It's the same person, isn't it? Do you think that's maybe your subconscious ploy there?
It very well could be. I definitely know that when I was drawing the woman with the raven around her, I thought to myself, this could actually be me, because I'm a bit of, I won't say I was a fool for women, but I very much love them, and I think that in some ways that raven is me, and the woman is almost something that I would want.
Creating love, really.
Yes, in a way, it's almost like wanting something in my life, but I don't necessarily have it right now. So I think that image is potentially subconscious, or at least I want to believe it is.
And Deborah said she thinks you're very aware of layers.
Yes, I'd say so. Well, how I work with the images, well, I draw them by hand, ink them by hand, and then I scan them into a computer, and then I edit them in Photoshop, and I'll just basically do a block colour, or colours, as one layer, and then after that I will start adding highlights or lowlights to create a sense of depth in the image, and then after that I'll use a gradient tool, which is basically how you can get it's how you can go from light to dark in a very gradual sense, so it kind of guides the eye more than it just being like a very flat image.
I thought that actually.
Good.
So
thank you very much.
And also, you're very interested in like social aspects and criteria for what is the underlying meaning behind the image, because all the images come together and you think, well, yeah, I'm sure Christian's saying something.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Well, they're more like just different avenues of my imagination, or, like I said, things that I'm interested in. So they're almost like different genres, but all of a piece, I guess. Probably doesn't sound bad.
Well, it's interesting you should call them SOMNIUM, because there is actually dream imagery throughout.
Yeah, I've had 2 people tell it to me, which is good. Yeah, that means that the title
and Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, that also talks about layers. You've got like the you've got the king and queen, and the dukes and the nobles.
Tatiana.
Probably, and then you've got the working class people, and they all show different aspects of being artists,
okay,
but only in their own way. And sometimes, like Bottom and Snug and that, they actually do more real work than the people that are actually watching the play. We don't know that because Shakespeare, again, engenders another level or layer in his work.
He's a fantastic writer. Absolutely.
What we said to someone is you should somebody should compose some music for the work.
Yes, there is someone who might actually be interested in doing that. So I might end up having a closing show, and I might do. I'm not sure, but if that's so, I'll see what he can do.
And also, we must say congratulations on achieving your Kent Dance Award.
Yeah, my.
Well, it's recognition, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
People know that you know now that you're coming from somewhere.
Yes, it's true. Well, it was down to Joanna and Claire for nominating me for that. I mean, well, me and Sam, we run this gallery, and I do Creative Collective, which is just local, artists in general or creatives can just basically meet and drink and network, and so I suppose it's about creating a sense of community. But I'm thrilled to get the award. I've never got an award like this before, so I'm a little bit nervous.
I know, it's amazing. And an exhibition as well.
Yeah, it's come quite nicely within a very short space of time.
That's always a primary step for an artist, first exhibition.
Yes, it is. I was very nervous earlier.
Are you glad that it was in Dover and not in New York?
Yeah, this is my home. And also this is, I champion this gallery.
That's marvellous, thank you. Yes. So, thank you very, very much for all the good work you do.
It's all right, thank you, Simon, and thank you for these interviews.
And also, one thing I was thinking is you can actually learn something. They're actually like rulers for art. If you look at the way in which the colours are combined, you think, well, yeah, that's really amazing, and it actually works with the total oneness of each Somnium.
Okay.
It's almost as if like you've had 9 nights and you've had 9 dreams.
Yeah, I can see that actually. I suppose I didn't want to repeat myself, and the only time I can actually think I did almost repeat myself is when I got the robot and I got the lady. There's a very similar pose, and I made a very conscious decision to make sure that the colours were different. So it felt like it was something else that I just, because that would be the worst thing to end up repeating myself.
I like your robot hand actually, because I feel the hand as being the instrument of writing and drawing is actually something that's like quite incredible in itself. Everybody, if you've got a hand, you can draw. You don't need to learn how to draw in a sense, because your hand teaches you.
That's true, and also because I'm right-handed, so this hand is conditioned to draw or write in a certain way. Whereas obviously, exactly. if I do it with my left hand, it'd be much more free, much more unconditioned.
It's almost like an aside. The robot's actually got a hand. So it's as if how can it draw? How can I draw? How can this be? What, in a sense, of purpose is there?
Okay.
Yeah. It's asked by the works, and also it gives an answer. It says, well, this is the way I look at things, and you can find some like depth. You can find inner depth in regarding what is actually, in one sense, the realm of dreams.
I like what you just said there, though, is this is how I see. I think that's true of all artists. I think that's
exactly.
Yeah, you should be quoted with that.
And also, I always quote David Bowie, the gift of sound and vision.
That's very powerful.
I feel that's like the gift of you in your pictures.
That's very kind of you to say.
Anyway, we've had your 10 minutes.
Really nice, thank you, Simon.
All right, lovely to hear from you.
Yeah, you
Probably not.
It's just been me or Simon.
Anyway, here I am. And we're rounding off the evening at the SOMNIUM exhibition, and I'm talking with Raymond Russell. And what would you like to regale our listeners with?
Well, I'm rounding off now, am I? Yes. Well, it's been a lovely evening. It's been really well attended, and I'm really pleased for Christian. And I think we're all pretty impressed with his work, that's for sure. Looking at the work, some of it reminds me of Japanese anime. I also feel that some of this style of work would look quite good on an LP poster, an LP record sleeve, or perhaps even a film poster. But I'd like to see some of these really blown up into a large scale. But it's impressive work. He's come from an artistic family, and we're very impressed. What I would like to say to anybody out there is that we have 4 main artistic groups in the town, and it would be so nice if perhaps the Dover County Council, the Dover Harbour Board, or any other parties out there could help this to create an artistic centre within the town, within the built-up town, rather than Ashley Avenue. And we need to do something to Dover, much like they've done to Margate and to Folkestone. They were both very, very run down in their time, but art has come to their town. In the instance of Margate, we've got the Turner Gallery, and now next year we're going to have the Turner Prize held there. But Folkestone was very, very run down, and by the art that was brought into the town brought shops to support the people who came to see the art. Cafes, other businesses came along, and now Tontine Street and that area around there is really thriving. So I'd like to see maybe somehow one of the shops, or more of the shops in the town, Biggin Street, preferably Biggin Street, given to the art groups in the town, perhaps for a small rent, for a peppercorn rent, that they can display their art, they can show them working on their art, they can do exhibitions, and they can obviously sell their work. And I think we should be looking to support artists, because artistic groups bring life into a town. And that's really what I've got to say.
I think that's highly relevant. I was just going to say, I just had a sudden look at the pictures, and I suddenly thought of Albrecht Dürer, who did copperplate lithography. And I suddenly thought, wow, he's just like Dürer, modern day Dürer. Can you imagine that? Yeah.
Well,
so if you wanted a Dürer print, it would be priceless.
Indeed.
So if you wanted one of Christian's prints, they'd be priceless as well. Question mark. So thank you for what you said about the town.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, and I think Dover Community Radio is very happy to put what you've said on air, and hopefully somebody out there is listening, and what you're saying will actually make some effect.
Let's see. Let's hope.
Thank you very much.
And you have you've looked at these pictures, and in your mind you've seen Dürer.
That's right.
Other people will see different artists, and they will have different thoughts. And this is what art does. It stimulates the mind. And we need more of it, whether it's sculpture, whether it's paintings, whether it's drawings, whatever it might be. It stimulates the mind.
Social philosophy, yeah, wow.
Indeed.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello, this is Simon again. I'm speaking to Claire. So we're here especially for Christian. So what do you think about Christian?
I think Christian's an amazing young artist, and we're really excited because Dover Arts Development, which I'm co-director with Joanna Jones, we nominated him for an award at the Art 31 Kent Awards in Canterbury at the Gulbenkian, and he is one of 10 winners. And
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So he's going to get a small amount of money, which we're hoping that he will be able to increase the value of, and
power it back into his work, maybe.
Yes, but he wants to use it to help other young artists, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and it's so generous.
Like Christian, isn't it?
Yes, and really generous, and we're very pleased. So the award ceremony is next Saturday, and he's going with 2 other young artists from Dover. So he'll have guests as well, so he won't be up there on his own, and we're really excited and really, really pleased for him.
So what would you say about the particular pictures up today?
Well, I've just been talking to someone, and this isn't my idea. She said that they all look like they're characters in search of a story. There's, but I'm really impressed by them. I think they're really very impressive.
Everyone I speak to seems to find something different in them.
Yes, which is excellent, isn't it? Yes, that's excellent. They've been really, beautifully hung. I expect with help from Sam, who started this gallery, and it's just brilliant to see so many people here. And he's obviously done a lot of work. You can see a lot of work's gone into them, and really, really pleased for him.
Christian's mother, Nicole, said that her favourite is number 9.
Number 9.
Just behind you, to your left.
Oh, my neck is not very good. Oh, number 9. Oh, right.
Which has an Eastern influence as well.
Yes, I think you can see something, a little bit of a sort of manga influence, can't you? Or something. Or Indian, or they seem quite... there's a lot of different cultural influences, which I really like.
It's almost as if he's trying to bring them into like a sort of fruition
himself.
Sorry.
And I think it's also really important at this time that I think artists have always borrowed from other people, other cultures, and I think it's really, and also, in a way there's a sort of expression of, yes, I think so.
I think somebody should set them to music.
Oh, right. Well,
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yes, Clive was saying that if he wanted any music,
symphony,
yes.
the Christian symphony.
Yes, I think people could respond to these in lots of different ways. I think he's done very, very well, and really pleased for him.
And I'd like actually to see how it grows. The older Christian and the younger Christian.
You could also imagine these quite big.
Yeah.
I think they would look quite nice scaled up. Could imagine.
I think they'd look nice if they were big and carried the same detail.
Yes, exactly. You could imagine actually them as kind of almost as wall installations, couldn't you? Kind of really big. Yeah.
Because I think one of the sad things in a way is that you need to paint pictures for major companies to get like sale value.
Yes, selling is always really, really hard. Selling is hard, but it's lovely. It's great if you make a sale, but it's just hard. But most artists just want to carry on making the work. So
art will triumph in the end.
We hope so. I mean, sometimes with the way things are at the moment in the world, I think all that I can do is make art, because I don't know how else to
That's quite
exist.
Quite implacable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the only thing I know. I mean, I go to bed at night and think about what disasters are going to be in the morning, and then I think, well, all I can do is make art.
But don't you think that applies to everyone? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So that's
I do.
a thought.
I do. I think.
Omnium.
Yes.
As opposed to somnium.
Yes. Yes. I think that's we have to. Sometimes we think about what's the value of it, but actually there is value in it, and in a way it's there is a certain resistance in making art.
A lot of my casual pieces, like I just write my name and scribble and try out colours. I think they're really, really beautiful. I think to myself, who would want them? So they go straight in the bin.
Oh.
I do think to myself, I wish somebody actually appreciated what I was doing and trying to do.
Yes. Yes, it's always a hard one, isn't it? It is a hard one.
Lots of love, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. Thank you. Nice to talk to you.
And you.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Siobhan. This is Simon here, and we're going to quiz you a little bit about Christian's work.
Awesome.
What would you like to say primarily about his work?
I absolutely loved that when I looked at the sort of artworks, that if I stood close to the works, it kind of blended into one sort of image. And I looked at them all that way, and I stepped further about 2-3 feet away from it, and it looked completely different. And I kind of enjoyed that there was a sort of differentiation between when I was closer up and further away. And for some reason, it looked. Yeah. For some reason, it looked. I don't know, more in focus when I was further away than when I was closer to the image. For some reason, I could see like different images within a single image.
That's in Gombrich's work, art and illusion.
Yes, exactly.
So, it's very exciting actually. I haven't come across that for a long, long time.
No, it's awesome because I looked at one of the first pieces when I was going around. Up close, it just looked like one solid piece, and when I moved away, it kind of looked like a mountain that was surrounded by sea and possibly like whale tails.
Like in Leonardo da Vinci's Madonna.
Exactly.
Get up close, you can see the line.
Yeah.
Step a bit farther away.
It makes some sort of different image.
Quite often people they've got fish in their picture. You can't look at it, and it looks like a fish, and you stand away, and you see all the scales gleaming.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because Gough is all about that. Van Gogh is all about that as well.
I love Van Gogh. One of my favourites.
But Van Gogh is so deep, doesn't he? Nobody saw that, did they?
No. Until, obviously, unfortunately, he died. And
because art simplifies as well as it magnifies.
I agree. It's gorgeous. I love art.
Do you do any paintings or pictures yourself?
Yes, I do. I do a lot of hyperrealism type stuff. I love to paint with a paintbrush and also, spatulas and stuff like that. But on a completely different spectrum, I love painting just with my fingers or my hands and my feet. So it's nice to have sort of...
So you've got an ongoing affair with art?
Exactly. And like whether it's performance art...
And also your companion, art, has been around for a very long time.
So long.
She or he has been around for a very long time.
They, I guess.
They.
Gender neutral.
So did your friend want to say something?
I'm not sure.
Don't worry. Did you enjoy the exhibition?
Yeah, it was really good.
It was hands-on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it's quite different art to what people usually see, which is really nice. I think art is so often a painting of something real, and it's quite nice to see something not real.
Something created from the mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I thought it was a really interesting medium as well. Because
still waters run deep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can really tell how the paintings have been made, like what mediums have been combined together to make.
Bye-bye, Jess.
See you later.
Bye-bye, So.
We are on the speaker.
So it was nice to see different mediums being combined and stuff. I don't really know what else to say.
No, that's marvellous. Thank you very much for a really spot-on description of of your opinion and of what Christian was driving at.
Yeah, thank you for taking our opinions. Yeah. It's great to have someone who kind of explores different opinions, because obviously art is such a subjective thing.
I know exactly.
And different people have different opinions on certain things. Like I was talking to a lady earlier, and she only ever does like sculptures that are created from something else, and she didn't really understand the artwork until I actually had a conversation with her, and I said, look, stand close and then move away, like I was saying to you. Like it makes a completely different image. And she kind of did that and was like, oh, I didn't see it that sort of way. So it was nice to kind of converse with different artists as well and give them my own sort of subjective.
Because sometimes the commenters on art, they miss the point of it, don't they?
They really
because,
do.
Because it's not easy, really. Because it's two cultures coming together. The art and writing or speech itself.
Definitely.
Like from an art historical perspective, the writing and the kind of commentary and the critique is very removed from the actual process of the art.
That's right. Yes.
So I study art history, and I see that it's such an elite and closed-off world compared to the actual physical process of making. So it was nice to kind of combine the two and like hear opinions straight away afterwards, not kind of filtered ones, not ones written down, not one from a different like kind of elite perspective.
And isn't it amazing that this is happening in Dover?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Wouldn't you agree, Sam? Isn't that amazing? All this is happening.
Quite a boring town.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's not really much going for Dover on the artist sort of perspective, but there is
nothing going on. Yeah,
but there's so much talent in Dover. It's just finding a way to sort of branch out and showcase that.
It shows the Dover Arts Development.
Yeah, definitely.
And all this, it shows,
That's why it's so great. Like, we were doing stuff with the Dover Arts Development about mental health and well-being for young adults, and possibly like bringing a show down here and everything. And it's so nice to find like-minded people who I didn't really think existed.
And in such close proximity to each other. Like kind of me and Christian all live like in the same like set of roads.
Yeah, literally.
And it's so strange
like 2-3 minutes away.
Like art can bring people together in a
having that mindset as well to actually, as soon as you finish school, you think, oh, you've got to get one of the normal jobs.
Oh, it's so true.
Just having a different mindset and think that you can do anything you want really. There's other people that will, because you all need to help each other.
Yeah, I agree.
You guys as a group show are going to exhibit in here, so you all help each other by marketing it and getting everyone else who might want to exhibit.
Yeah, it's just starting out with that sort of networking thing.
All you need to spark.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not something that's taught in school.
How to network and how to actually use art as a business, because I feel like even though art kind of as a creative talent is trained in schools, you never quite get how much it relies on talking to people and how much it relies on using your personality to kind of push your art.
100%.
So, yeah. It's nice to have like a non-judgmental community to share your art with, and who will kind of respect anything you make. So it's really
even
nice.
if they're not in the same sort of genre.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Dover needs to keep up anyway.
I agree.
First of all, Margate.
And even Folkestone as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're setting off.
He's got a lot of money, but
I agree.
The art's still there. The artists are still, still
living
it wouldn't
large.
be an art place without the artists, but yeah.
I agree.
Let's take Dover.
Dover kind of takes off at some point.
What about schools? What could be done in schools to just get people to like intellectualise?
I feel that art in school is you make art for an exam, for a specification. You make art to fit in with these 4 criteria, and then it gets marked, and then the value of the art is made by a grade of an A or B or a C, not actual, the actual creative process. And I think that art is something specific to each person, and if the kind of testing element was taken away from it, I think many more people would, show their creativity. So that's what I think.
See, I was quite lucky, I think. I tried for the grammar exam and I was 1 mark away. We appealed and everything and it didn't go through, but I feel like that was the path that I was meant to lead.
Yeah.
And I ended up going to Astor, which is, when I first kind of auditioned there, I guess, we had to do either a performance or a painting or something in the space there to kind of express how arty we were as a person, I guess. And I feel like that was something that really kind of spoke to me. And it was kind of nice to meet other people who were feeling the same sort of thing, because we weren't really as limited as I know a lot of schools are. We were given a lot of workshops, life models, whether it was in dance or performing arts or just visual arts. It was a really great time, and I kind of wish that every school had that sort of opportunity, and we were lucky to get funding for that, for sure. But yeah, no, it was really cool.
If you're a grammarian, then that might have stunted your artistic side, mightn't it?
You'd
Definitely.
have become more academic, and then
Exactly, which
you'd
is
have
why
lost all that initial impulse. That
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Finally landed it.
For sure. Which is why I'm so glad that we had all of the workshops that we did, because it gave insight into different professional views of
It's
art.
difficult being young, isn't it?
Oh, 100%, especially in this day and age. Like, a lot of people don't think it is, but even finding just a job to sort of tide over your financial needs for an art sort of subject, it's really hard to...
And you're making a stab at the world as well, saying, this is me.
Exactly.
This is what I came for, this is me. That's from Hopkins, by the way.
I think you have to get past the point of feeling like you need to fit in.
That's right.
Because no sort of evolution comes from doing the same as previous artists. You have to branch out and do your own sort of thing.
I think one of the big mistakes is people don't like making mistakes.
Exactly,
That's
and
true.
you need to make a mistake to
I
sort
never
of learn
liked
from it.
making mistakes, not to necessarily fit in, but because I didn't think I'd be academic, because I've never
Yeah.
been academic in terms of like English
Or maths or science, yeah.
Quite good at maths, but yeah, and I just fitted into art really. And
'Cause you're
and then
taught in a
eventually I
way.
started making mistakes, and that's where it kind of came
And then you learn from it, don't you?
So,
No,
yeah,
because
just
in
start
schools
being
you're 100% taught that English, maths, and like science are the basis of
if you want to
everything,
make anything
but
in the world, rubbish,
but that's
really.
not true.
But there are makers, sorry, I was just saying, if Samuel, if this hadn't been for you, this wouldn't have happened, would it?
Exactly.
No, I suppose not. But
So
I
that's
think there's
very
enough
relevant,
people
isn't
here
it?
to,
That sounds like godlike purpose, really.
godlike.
That's right.
The church, the art 31.
There's a book called The God Makers, interesting. Did you know that? Theism. One of the things you actually go through in the mind. You know when Jesus was in the desert? Well, in there, it's all those scenes it talks about are about what happens when you think you're God.
Okay.
Retro me satane, get behind me, Satan. That's how he came to, because the duality of God, that's all about the duality. And there are actually schools that teach you all about what it's like to be God.
Really?
Interesting, isn't it?
Or godlike.
Godlike, yeah.
Like
And when you've come across that, when you get like say a writer, I don't know who that is, you could have Nietzsche, that's obvious, but say, I don't know, Somerset Maugham, he pictures an Oxford Don, and he, in a sense, they're the gods. And what happens, one of the things you find is that when you actually come to grips with, sorry, I don't know why this conversation took this turn,
No, continue.
but a lot of the different deistic aspects and decisions and mutabilities are actually there in the fabric of the work. So when you talk about the Mass, the main reason behind why people say the Mass is because our Lord said, "Do this in memory of me." But can you imagine how powerful that is? Just do this, whatever this is, because he was Jesus. He wasn't just like a neophyte. He said, "Do this in memory of me." So he's talking about how you remember things and memories and the whole thing, just like the whole who I am is part of all memories. That was in the days before computer. Do this in memory of me. It's interesting. The whole thing is, they talk about Jesus and the Samaritans, don't they? But that's all about that's culture clash, and that's all about also how God comes to us and doesn't step aside from us. All these measures of theism in the work, and they can come down when you're the artist. The most influential work on the artist per se, this century, or last century, sorry, was the portrait of an artist as a young man. And that's right. He begins to talk, and the words take over, and then you get like the various theisms and mono creations and aspects of imagery and word and work coming together, and we can just see them through a little window. And I'm just saying that's interesting. I felt like saying that because I just say it's really amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
So like people say, oh, he looks like Jesus. Well, in a sense, he is Jesus, isn't he? Somebody who looks like Jesus, they're probably modern day Jesuses. They say he is the one, but that's just like the one. Yeah, we're all the one, aren't we? Because we're one for ourselves.
We're all the one in our own certain
That's
way.
right. And the word Christ means anointed. The word chrism. It's in the same root. It means anointed one. So when we talk about the Christ, and because in tradition kings were anointed, so it's all to do with like being king and theism. And when he says, one of the most incredible things in the Bible is when Pilate, the Roman Presidium, he says, what does he say it to? He says, what is truth? Wow.
Truth is whatever you make it.
That's right.
I think anyway.
I know exactly. So like a lady, that you could be a modern day Madonna, couldn't you?
Yeah, you never know.
Never know, do you?
We'll see one day, maybe.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, like being a Madonna is all about motherhood, and that's another question, isn't it? So that's weird. I don't know. Interesting, though, isn't it?
No, I agree. I agree.
I don't know how we got there from Christian.
No, whatever.
It's a good tangent.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut it short.
Well,